What's going on, everybody? It's me, it's RDV, and I'm here with Eric Breen. Hello to Joshua Coe, coming over from Extreme Movie Show. And he left comments before that. To prove you're not a bot, let us know. Say you're not a bot. Because I noticed you're studying the same thing message like 2 or 3 times. So, just to let you know, if you're not a bot, let us know. Otherwise, we do block bots on here. I know I saw your count was made like this year, but I'll give you the benefit out. But hello to Marani, hello to Stug, hello to Brian Stam. A lot of good books coming out this week, and we also got our first company crossover event in how many years? Yeah, we'll find out. As far as
first of the 21st century, I think, or no,
yeah,
no, Batman. JLA Avengers was 2003. I think that might have been the last one. Yeah.
Wow. It just feels like it's been longer than that. Yeah. With the amalgam and all that stuff.
Those were late 90s.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, we got that coming out this week too. We got another Dick Tracy coming back with another issue. We got the Batman Second Night. Dan Jurgens returning. Doing his awesome Black Label magazine Batman set in the Golden Age. So it looks really cool. It'll probably be another 3-issue miniseries, but yeah.
Oversized again?
I think it's gonna be oversized. Not like giant ones like they have.
No. I know.
Yeah, like magazine size. Yeah. It looks pretty cool. So let's just jump right into that. And hello to Geeky and hello to Cheeseburger. What's up? Every time you show up, Cheeseburger, I want a cheeseburger. Man, you gotta stop. You got the name, man. I hope you're not eating your cheeseburger while you're reading your comic books. Get kind of greasy. All right. Let me share my screen here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Shift this. And Ooh, Possible Burger. No thanks. The name alone says impossible. So no one should be able to eat it. All right. Zach is busy watching Demon Slayer, and he went to go watch Toy Story, a double with his friend. I didn't know there's a new Toy Story movie out. Maybe it says this back in theaters. I don't know. So he decided to do that, and then instead of hanging out with us tonight. All right. I guess since it's right on the first screen here, we'll just go over real quickly go over the Marvel DC Deadpool versus Batman. I guess other heroes are crossing over too. I thought it was just gonna be Batman and Deadpool, but I guess we're getting Daredevil and Green Arrow by Kevin Smith, Adam Kubert, Captain America and Wonder Woman by Chip Zdarsky and Terry Dodson. If it wasn't Chip Zdarsky, I'd be more excited. And Jeff the Land Shark and Crypto by Kelly Thompson.
I think, of course, you'll be all right with the Captain America Wonder Woman, because I think for one issue, Zdarsky can probably
sure.
Maybe I'll set it in World War II.
64 pages for $7, and honestly, yeah, if it's set in World War II, it'd be really cool. But
I can't believe this.
What if Captain America landed on Themyscira instead of Steve Rogers? Now that'd be a cool story.
The first crossover in 20 plus years, and it's not the most ordered book.
And it's Zeb Wells.
No, that doesn't help. But
the guy who pissed off a lot of fans for his Spider-Man run. Greg Capullo is a great artist. I just feel that he's attached to such a shitty writer.
I'm real curious to see if this finishes #1 for the month, if that information is available.
Yeah, we'll find out. Obviously, we got the one of 14, I think it said, variants.
Yeah, these just annoy me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does this have to do with that?
Stanley Archer, yeah, Catwoman and Magic. There's this is cool. I mean, if you want to buy art, But it shouldn't be cover. It should be a print you buy. Steve McNiven, that's cool.
Yeah, if it were a Batman Wolverine crossover.
Right? We've already had that before, though, and Batman won, didn't he? Or am I thinking of the superhero beatdown on Batman the Sun? Might have been that. Frank Miller needs to go away.
make him stop.
Wait, it's a 1 in 50. Okay, the Archer was 1 in 100. Oh, featuring Old Man Logan and Old Man Frank Miller.
Oof.
Second printing they already have. They got 125 by Mark Bagley. We got Jokerfish. That's cool. Yeah, here's the 1 in 50. Second printing. Oh, hey, coming soon. We can't see what it is. And then there's the one you buy online. 16 Comics. That's the one that Wes has been at. If you use his code, you get like 20% off or something like that of the comic. So I'm not sure who this is supposed to be though. Patrick Gleason. That's what it is. Kind of looks like Old Man Logan. There, or any of the other future ones they've been doing where everybody's dead. So yeah, dumb. Black Panther and Catwoman. That might be an interesting story. But once again, it's not one of the stories in the book. Punisher Lobo? Why was that never a thing? Because Lobo would just kill him?
Yeah, if there's a shred of realism, yes.
But it looks like we got Red Skull up in the cloud over there, in the moon. Yeah. And then there's a blank variant. There's always a freaking blank variant. Jenny Warren Johnson, Big Barda versus The Thing. There you go, Morania. The Thing versus Big Barda.
That is terrible art.
I know. I saw his face. Like, there's his face right there, and up by her fist. Yeah, it is horrible. And it's Daniel Warren Johnson too. So I said Daniel Warren Johnson should stick to just drawing Transformers or robots. Yeah. You said Arabic. There's a Greg Capullo wraparound variant.
Oh, that's Isad Rabik. I know Rabik. That because Jimmy used to drone on about him incessantly.
Oh, really?
I think he might have been the artist when
Superman.
Jason Aaron was doing Gore the God Butcher.
Oh, you know what? It does look a little bit with the color shade and everything. Yeah. Now you mention it. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, stop the presses. The Red Sox have a base runner.
Oh my gosh. I was watching on YouTube a video of I think it was like the New York Brooklyn or the minor league team. A ref got ejected. It was last year. He got one team accused another team of basically using like the camera stuff, TV stuff to identify their call, their hand signals and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the umpire, first base umpire, went over there, told him, get here, and then there's an argument, and then this guy kept getting in their face, and then eventually the other ump said and just threw him out. He got a phone call, and he was gone. He had a phone, and he had to walk his lonely, hey, goodbye, up to center field. I've never seen that before with umpires get thrown out. That's needs to happen more sometimes. J. Scott Campbell, like I said, for those who don't want to buy the book, there's right-click save as. Also, Huntress is never going to look that good ever again.
No.
And that looks like Psylocke back before the unmerger. I mean, who's this now? This is Marco Cicchetto. Look at that. Daredevil, Green Arrow. If it was Marco Cicchetto working on it, Kevin Smith.
Adam Kubert's fine.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
But I really love Cicchetto more than Kubert, though.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying there's not that many really good artists working at Marvel or DC right now.
I know.
Well, it's certainly not Marvel. and at least one of them is doing
Also,
that
oh, you
crossover.
know what would be great? Marco Cicchetto teaming up with Jeremy Adams and doing another Green Arrow, Green Lantern crossover. Yeah, man, 34 freaking covers. This is Midtown Ed McGuinness. That's it. That's, honestly, Ed McGuinness on the Hulk looks great. Green Lantern, what the hell?
Well, the Green Lantern doesn't look bad because he doesn't have his clown feet on him.
Well, he's not super blocky and muscular.
Right.
But his head looks too huge for his body, though.
Well, it's perspective.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're seeing first, so I guess that's...
But the Hulk looks amazing, though.
It's probably fine.
It's probably fine. The Hulk took all his muscles. There's a Peach Momoko, of course. There's always a Peach Momoko. Pepe Larraz. I usually like Pepe Larraz, but those faces are giving me nightmare. Especially Rogues. He has no eyes. And Russell Dowderman? Homage? And they really went out. There was like they probably make more money on the variants than they will the actual book at this point. Oh, there you go. There's your Scotty Young one. There's another Scotty Young. Sick. Yeah. The Terry Dodson, though, that's a great cover. If we ever do variants cover, so yeah, those are cool. And then Greg Land. Do what Greg Land does. Amazing they allow him to do this. This feels like early 2000s Greg Land stuff. All right.
And he got picked off.
Yeah, but anyway, though, what's going on in the chat? Because I can't see it here. I'm going to leave my phone. What we got here?
Josh was a bot.
Yeah, I kind of figured it was. So. It sucks, man. I always have hope for people. Hey, look, it's Vincent. How dare you disparage Peach? You must be one of the right-wing crazy people. Hi, everyone. No. I identify as someone who just doesn't like Peach Momoko's art. Now, let's say on a comic book, sure. But I'll meet you halfway. Peach Momoko doing a manga, sure. Doing Marvel Comics IPs or DC Comics IPs, she doesn't fit. But anyway, going on to my number 5 this week is a book by a writer I never thought I'd actually. It says I'd never read by anything by him. When he took over from Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil, the first issue was complete garbage, but I'm giving him a shot here. The first issue was decent. Maybe I'll be let down on this one. We're going with Justice League Red by Saladin Ahmed, I think is what his name is.
Yep.
Yeah. Turned out to be actual good first issue. And now we have Cyborg in there. So I know. Red Tornado is a good script Cyborg, but after this first mission, Vic, Green, Green Lantern, and Power Girl aren't ready to team up unless it's to shut Ready down. But RT can't let anyone step out of line to stop the future his analysis predicts. He's willing to leverage the one bargaining chip heroes can ignore. Now, this could be the issue that breaks me, or I just might continue reading it. All I know is that she's not referred to as Paige in this. She's Power Girl. And there's no Simon claiming about police brutality and all that crap. It's just straight up fun. And honestly, you have a simple story. We only know is that these Simon Baz and Power Girl were recruited to this secret Justice League team. The fight, because Cyborg is not Cyborg, but Red Tornado, who's a part of the Justice League Watchtower, has been running calculations, and he's been discovering that the future that they have for the league always leads to some kind of cataclysmic event. So he's trying to avoid that by helping by gathering a team together. And who knows? Maybe Red is been compromised. We don't know. But Cyborg joining in the fun, it should be a fun book. It's kind of lighthearted, not too deep, you know. So Clayton Henry's been a really good artist on here too. Yeah, and then we're also getting cameo by Red Canary, who will be joining the series at one of the rosters. But looks like the main people are going to be Cyborg, Power Girl, and Red Tornado, and Green Lantern's Simon Bias is going to have like a supporting role, even though he was more in that last issue. But it's only $4 for 32 pages, and yeah, it's an unorthodox team. Maybe I guess we've seen this before in other books, no, but yeah, that is my number 5 for this week. Let's go on the chat here. I'm in Comic Cavalcade number 3, the Wonder Woman Future 1943 summer issue. Cool. Or feature, he means. All right. Number 4 for this week is going to be, for me, is going to be a G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe has been, by Josh Williamson, it's actually been the only G.I. Joe book I can actually, read. Well, as to say, be entertained enough to keep reading. For those who know G.I. Joe, the Baroness has an eye patch, and she's normally with Cobra, but so far she's been helping out the Joes. She's been a G.I. Joe, and now with this cover, it says, an eye for an eye. Is this where she basically gets her eye patch, loses her eye? It's just been a fun overall series. It also just connects to what's going on in Transformers with Clutch, hanging out with the Transformer as well. We got Major Blood versus Baroness in this issue, and then you can see Hound is I'll click on it here, but Hound has been hanging out with Clutch. He's a Transformer that looks like a Jeep. They basically been trying to stop Cobra, and he's also, his job too is also to round up as various Energon. Cobra has been basically hoarding all the Energon on Earth, so Hound's going to team up with the G.I. Joes, and you're going to see in a couple of issues later on. You're going to see kind of like Duke basically teaming up with a Cobra Commander, which it's been done before. Well, I don't know about Transformer or in this this universe, or as far as G.I. Joe, but I know we had the Deadly Duel with Batman and the Joker by Mark Silvestri a couple years ago. I kind of like when you have our rivals are forced to work together, and not trust each other. But like I said, Josh Williams has been kicking ass over there at Skybound, and I'll look forward to reading more about the G.I. Joe and just avoid rivals, Transformers. I love it all. It's just a great connected universe. Alrighty then. Going into my number 3 for this week then. Alrighty. My number 3 for this week is going to be another Batman book. Well, at least a Batman book that's coming out this week. Batman and Robin Year One by Mark Waid and Chris Sandy doing the art. The war over Gotham reaches the doorstep of Wayne Manor as Dick Grayson is ripped from Bruce and Alfred after fake evidence shows their care is unsafe for the young ward. It'll take both Bruce and Batman to save Dick Grayson and the future of Gotham City. Yeah, Chris Sandy's been kicking ass on this. I've been liking these. Now this is interesting. There's 4 covers. Usually there's only 2, if they have them. Or 3 at the most I've seen. Leonardo Romero is doing cover B, and then we also have Chris Sprouse. This is kind of cool, like a Joker, kind of like amusement park. And then we get the Ty Templeton, which is really cool. Ty Templeton is another favorite artist of mine. who just got over, I think, cancer. Was that 2 years ago? He was working on. He's usually he's not, if you don't know who Ty Templeton is, he's a famous artist working on the Batman Adventures back in the day. But I don't know. I love the old school kind of looking Two-Face. Kind of reminds you of a little bit like a Dean Martin. It's Two-Face. But here's the thing I don't like. What is Batman doing? The pose with his chest out. I'm Batman. It's like, what? It's such a weird pose. So, but overall, this has been a fun book. It takes place in this is Batman Year One, where Bruce adopts Dick Grayson, and at first they don't get along, but then they start to do. And you seeing Dick Grayson bonding with Alfred. Yes, Alfred's in the series. Another reason why I really love this series is because Alfred is alive. He's not a figmentation in Bruce's head. No, or AI or whatever. This is the real Alfred, and he's caring, and he had a heart-to-heart conversation with Dick Grayson about grieving his parents. So, alrighty then. Going into my number 2 this week, another series that we've been really enjoying on this channel, through Mad Cave Studios. Why do I gotta scroll down now? There it is. Dick Tracy, number 12. As a mystery surrounding Dick Tracy's old war buddy deepens, and the chaotic crime queens known as the Summer Sisters, not the Lester Sisters, but the Summer Sisters, continue their onslaught on the city. The detective in yellow makes a fateful realization that will take him and Tess out of their comfort zone into the clutches of an even deadlier foe. Another example of a character I never really cared for the early comics. I know there's a bunch of them. I love the movie with Warren Beatty, but this story has just been fun. Michael Morecki has been really cool. Alex Aguirre, I was questionable when I saw his name attached to it because he was involved with the Scarlet Sisters over Dynamite, which is a completely trash book. But this has just been fun. Maybe because they kind of updated Dick Tracy as being like, a guy kicking down doors and not taking names, and he's built like Frank freaking Castle. It's like, but I love this era of of America, that time period. So I love everything, the Tommy guns, the cars, the way people dressed, talked, the fact you got 2 women here being mobsters, and it's just like, it's not very ladylike. So, and it's just in general, the suspense and just like the plot twist, everything. It's just been a fun series to read. They're in issue 12. You can go pick up the first volume, I believe. Is this the third arc or is this the second arc?
The third
arc already. Yeah, so the first 2 volumes already are available in trades. Definitely recommend. And Brain, you're really enjoying this series too. Here's the variant cover. If it loads. Oh no, it's not going to load now. Really? Let's see what loads. Yeah, it's probably not going to load now. That's what I get for having slow internet or StreamYard. There it goes. Yeah, this is the second cover. I love it's kind of faded. It's like it's been your father's grandfather's addict for all these years, and just kind of just like worn out. The Ritz being blown up. Put on the Ritz. Well, not anymore. And I just don't like the design for Dick Tracy. It looks more like a weasel than this. But overall, it's been a fun series for me. All right. So my number one of this before we get to my number one, I told Zach I'd mentioned talk about World's Finest. He's really big fan of that. Another series by Mark Waid. I believe don't Dan Moore's off there of the book. I think he's been out for a while, but Sean Isaac and Adrian Gutierrez. If you like Silver Age, Batman, Robin, this is what you should be reading right now. You know, Bizarro. They're doing Bizarro World right now. It's just a fun team up book, and it's a book you can get into. You can jump into it no matter what story arc it is, and they kind of give you like hints and reminders about what happened before. But yeah, I dropped off the book maybe because I had so many books I was reading and reviewing. I got to the point where I was like, I can't spend this much money on everything, and also it's just way too many books to read. So this will be a book if I do collect it again, it'll be in trades. All right. My number one book of the week, though. I'm gonna scroll down. Is it listed in trades or is it in here? There it is. There. The Batman Second Night. They're back. Magazine, perfect bound. $7 for 48 pages. Mike Perkins returns on doing the art, fantastic art on this with Dan Jurgens. If you've not read the 3-issue magazine thing, go back and check it out. It's all collected in one trade. The year is 1940. Most of the Western world is embroiled in a war against a fascist regime whose march across Europe shows no sign of defeat. With the specter of global war looming, it's a time of fear and paranoia for those living in Gotham. It's only been a few months since the city was rescued from the undead monsters by the masked vigilante known as the Batman. But a vicious killer has been on a murder spree that's taking the city to its breaking point. Bodies are turning up in theatrically gruesome ways, all staged with the killer's calling card, a hangman's noose. While the Batman endeavors to solve the spate of murders, a young reporter from the Daily Star named Lois Lane arrives in Gotham. Meant to cover a movie premiere, it doesn't take long for Lane to find herself caught in the grips of a new villain in Gotham, one whose mastery of fear will plunge the city into chaos. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, is this going to be like a Scarecrow book? No. Mike Perkins is a fantastic artist. Probably one of the one few remaining that DC has on their retainer. Here's a Mark Espinal variant cover. So, any comments at all, Brain?
No, it looks good.
Yeah. I had to drop all books just to get like a bunch of these. And I would just get this. And that's what I mean. I think it's a Scarecrow because I see the Scarecrow in the back here, the Jorge Fornes, and the old school Batman. Oh, it's so freaking cool. This is the 125 variant. But I still love the original, the first cover here.
Yeah.
That is so cool. The Batman Yeah, as I said, Dick Tracy in this book here, I love anything that's set in the 40s. Or even the 30s. Rocketeer. I mean more of that. But that is my number one book of the week. What we got going on in the chat here? Next week it's History of the DC Universe, September 23rd. The only comic I'm waiting for. Super hype. Issue 3. Mapping stars. They get complicated according to one of the writers. I dipped out of that book. Whenever I say when one of them says it's the history, it's always a retcon. And I've never liked it. Even when John Ridley was doing it. Especially him. It was changing things. And I said, from what I've heard, though, is Mark Waid did change it's no longer Justice League America, it's just Justice League. Other than that, I haven't heard anything bad about it, but I'm just not into. If I want to read real history, I want to read the actual real history, not this news censored or whatever updated history stuff. You know, there's a lot more better books out there you could be reading. But if that's what you're into, more props to you, Summoner. It's just not one of my things. You know. We got here. They're asking what our favorite artists and series, writers series. I like to try. Hold on. I like to try new stories and artists. I'm also going to try Dick Tracy, but don't tell RDV. Well, I won't tell him. Don't worry. You're good. A lot, and that's interesting you say that, trying new things. When I didn't like the way Marvel and DC were being handled, I just went to independent books. Literally since 2019, I'm gonna came back to comic books after 4 years of hiatus because I was just disgusted with what was going on. I didn't care for anything that was going on. I just got into Flash of all things. I never even read the Flash before. I had some Mark Hamill, not Mark Hamill, Mark Waid books while I was. I read those back in the day, but like I'd never really sat down and bought an ongoing as it came out, and that was Josh Williamson's Flash. I got into that. And then, of course, Jeremy Adams came along, and I was like, who's this new guy? I've never heard of him. And I fell in love with his series when he transferred it from being Barry Allen over to being about Wally West. But another books coming out this week is Absolute Flash by Jeff Lemire. We got, I think this is Dan Waters on Nightwing.
Uh-huh.
Another series I'll have to check out because Dan Waters is just kicking ass on Batman Dark Patterns. Ultimates, I don't care for Denise, whatever his name is. Denise something. Denise Camp. Ultimate Black Panther was a series I dropped. And I'm kind of glad I dropped because the series just got worse and worse as it went on. I think it's Brian Edward Hill, too. I like Brian Edward Hill, but I just don't know where he's going with that series. He should stick to writing Blade books. Battle Beast is also out this week, a new issue. Robert Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. Fantastic series so far. A lot of comedy, a lot of gore, guts, and stuff. It looks like we have Fantastic Four #3. Was that a relaunch?
Yeah. Ugh. Same writer.
Of course.
Exactly.
Now they're relaunching the books, and then they're keeping their same writer. What's the point of that? It used to be when you relaunch a book, you got a new writer, new team. Like, just stop. Incredible Hulk is out this week, too. Number 29. Is that still Johnson? I think it was Phil Kennedy Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, so we got Harpy back. Oh, Betty Ross is a Harpy. She's back to being Harpy again. That Exquisite Corpses, a book that Breen was really highly recommends.
Yep.
Fun series.
I'll never know how it ends now.
I'll let you know. Oh, you can do? Go on Comic Vine. I'm sure somebody will have the synopsis.
I'm sure they will.
And so people at Comic Vine are so dedicated. They have everything. They have like separated by each story arc, and they'll explain you a summary of each thing. Like that's crazy. But think about that. There's a encyclopedia, or it tells you exactly what happened to everything through Marvel history on a website. Predator versus Marvel Universe. I dipped out on the. I didn't read the first issue. I take it back. I did read the first issue. It's basically continuing from what happened with we had Spider-Man versus Predator, Wolverine versus Predator, and all that stuff, and now it's basically continued into this thing where now it's Marvel Universes versus what's his name? Kraven the Hunter, who basically is now joined the pack of the Predators. So, Deadpool, Wolverine still going on? Walking Dead, number 121, All Out War, part 7 of 12, come out this week. That's the other series I'm collecting. Marvel Zombies, Red Band. Maybe wait till next month, right? What did you think? If you're going to release a zombie book, do it during October.
Oh, is that when the series comes out?
It's coming out it's coming out now, September 17th.
No, I mean, in Marvel doing the Marvel zombie series?
Yeah, it's right
Disney
now.
Plus? No,
It-
for Disney, the live action.
Oh, you mean like the TV show? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
Well, and then what difference does it make when it comes out?
Yeah.
What, to coincide with
No,
Halloween?
I'm talking about the comic book series that's right now at this
No, I
week.
know. You said wait till next month. Why Halloween? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Halloween, the whole month, October is supposed to be like your spooky when everybody does the 30 days of Halloween stuff. Like I would think you would release like a zombie or Halloween kind of related kind of book in like horror book in like that month. You know, just like having a horror movie come out in like February. No one's going to watch that. Ghost Pepper #3 is another book that came out this week as well. Not I thought that was I thought it was Robert Kirkman, but it's not. It's not him. It's someone else. But then we got a new Casey Jones book out this week, and I hate Fairyland as well. Also, this Saturday is Batman Day, so you're gonna see books like this coming out. Not till the 20th, but basically reprint stuff. Witchblade is also out this week too. Witchblade is on the series, the new series by Margaret Bennett. It's actually been really good. I like the way she's handled basically I think her name was, I don't want to say Jess. I can't remember what her name is offhand, but her and Jackie Escatado, whatever his name is, The Darkness. It's really basically a really good comic book. But Sarah, the name is, yeah. Creep Show. Do I even want to click on this really? Last couple of those have been horrible. Jeremy Adams is on it though.
Really?
Yeah. Edward Rizzo, Rosie Knight, and Oliver Ono. Debut before the album, Jeremy Adams and artist Edward Rizzo bring you a tale as old as time. A younger woman, an older man, and $1 million estate.
Yeah. I love Eduardo Rizzo's art too, but he was the artist on that Torpedo 1972.
Oh, cool. So this is. Let's see if they actually have. So the cover artist is Lorenzo Di Felici. So, no, laundry will never be the same. It's Aunt May. Huh. Yeah. This is Oliver Ono variant. 110 Jorge Fornes. And yeah, it's kind of disgusting. That's gross. Oh, look at this thing. What's Jeremy Adams going to write a horror story about? A female character with an actual backstreet that affects his current day existence? Really? I'm sorry. You can tell this book by that comment there. A lot of these books have been obviously in the past have been aimed towards more of a very left leaning audience.
Mm-hmm.
So they're threatening the fact they have a guy who basically is more like a centrist.
Yep.
Yeah, being there. That's just dumb.
Well, leftists suck, so there's that.
I'm a conservative, but I like Mark Waid's writing. Why can't you be, on the other side and like someone else? It's just I don't understand.
Because anyone that doesn't agree with their worldview is not a real person.
My thing is, you're a comic book fan or you're a politics fan. If you like comic book, you like the writer, you'll support the writer. As far as like you want to read his stuff.
There's broken as people.
Yeah,
there's no fixing them.
It's just annoying. Just read the book. Sometimes writers surprise you. Saladin Ahmed is a person I don't care for his writing, but I checked out his book, and I've just been enjoying the Justice League Red.
The people that are complaining about that would much rather see a book that's just 22 pages of leftists picketing and beating up conservatives.
Yeah,
and it's just, I'm sorry at this point, it's inarguable.
Yeah. Let's see here. Did you see Transformers bag issue with the sound chip for $20? Did not see that. Wonder Woman comic book is solid. Read the miniseries for Cosmic Boy as well. Also says, I'm guessing you're talking about older Wonder Woman. Marania, what should be my bloody? What about my Bloody Valentine? That should that be released in February? Yeah, December. I don't know. Only 3 Postmates this week. Hercules is number 3. Dick Tracy is number 2, and GI Joe is number 1. They pick up the new Batman book as well. Like I said, I'll just say this: try new books. You know, sometimes writers surprise you. Sandy Ahmed, I didn't care for his Daredevil because in the very first page, he's got somebody praying in the middle of the street. You know, and I'm like, what does this have to do with the book? It just felt like a self-insert. But sometimes books will surprise you by writers you don't really like. Actually, do you have a writer like that? A book by a writer who normally you don't like his writing, but you read an issue of his that was actually decent that you liked.
I'm sure there have been some somewhere, but
yeah, can't remember offhand.
Nah, not off the top of my head.
Oh. There. All right. What else we got here? Uncle Scrooge coming out. Another than that. No Man's Land. That's Simon Krasinski. That's the guy who was doing a Town Called Terror, and he did the other one I just checked out last week. So, what does it say? Diamond Islands. For 3 months each year, you can walk from the USA to Russia across an ice bridge, which is a real thing. Frozen path known as the Ice Curtain. In 1968, when the body of a young woman is discovered in this icy no man's land, the already fragile relationship between the superpowers threatens to collapse. With nuclear tensions rising, an FBI agent and a KGB operative must solve the murder before the ice melts and war ignites. Yeah, this guy did something epic, which is a really fun story. And got some cool covers here. This is number 1. Obviously, has the eyeball. Get this here, Brian Michael Bendis variant. What? Why is Bendis on there? I don't understand this. This is a cool cover. Look at this. 7 homage. Have you ever seen the movie 7? That's the movie poster. That's cool. Hunt for Red October. Like I said, this guy does a lot of cool variant art covers. If you're looking for covers for variant art, Simon Krasinski is the guy to go to. There's the black and white version of the first cover. There's another one, whiteout variant. So, yeah, and then there's a blank sketch thing. But this is 32 pages for $4. So if you're looking for another mystery kind of suspense thing, check out his stuff. And he does all the writing and the art, so it's a really cool. It's always a really cool process to watch. They're releasing Batman Year 2. Must be a sampler. There's no price for it for Batman Day. Also, they're releasing DC's KL Ashcan special edition for $2. Scott Snyder, he's got some good writing, but I'm not into the whole bracket fight thing. It looks to me that, have you looked into this, the DCKO?
No.
It just looks stupid. It looks like you're gonna take like a bunch of different heroes, have them battle against each other, and then whoever the wins each week you're gonna have a different fight, and it's just a bracket fight. That's all it is. This looks like something you'd see on Comic Vine, but Catacomb Torment, Bloodletter. There's Hercules. Hey, look, another facsimile edition.
Huh.
Vampiro Armageddon's coming out this week. Actual Man of War. Their Alien books. Toxic Avenger. I think the rest is gonna be all variants. Oh yeah, Blade Runner Black Lotus is coming out too. That's another series I'm not interested in because if you've never seen the Black Lotus anime that they released a couple years ago on Cartoon Network and stuff, it's on Crunchyroll. This is a continuation. This would be this. This would be the second volume from because they did one prior to this. This is the second volume going into this. This is where she's in Las Vegas, and they choose violence and some other ones. Expanses us come back with another little mini series. Seeing the Civil War 2 facsimile variant. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna get this. All the different variant stuff. Back issue coming out 162. All the weird stuff. Here's my question: who the fuck is buying pee pee poo poo for $10? That is the most disgusting freaking looking cover I've ever seen.
The same people complaining that Jeremy Adams has a story in that new Creep Show.
Do you think they're actually buying this book? They have the money to spend $10 on that?
I don't know.
They're probably using free internet to complain on that website. They're probably using someone's Wi-Fi. Ugh. Yeah. More variant stuff. Missed a Forgotten Hour. Another Xenoscope book. And I think that's going to be it. I guess a webtoon coming out this week is The Last Ronin and Ninja Turtles. Number 7. Webtoons. And yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, has anybody dipped into looking at the new Vampirella series by Christopher Priest? They turned her into a villain.
Really?
Yeah. Her son, who she kind of neglects, that she had, and she murders Chastity, kills her, and starts killing some other people and then kills Nyx, and starts killing a bunch of them, and she's just like she's the most unlikable character now in her own book series. Oh, and she randomly has sex with a guy at the bar who's black. Who looks like Michael B. Jordan.
I'm shocked.
It's just Christopher Priest having on his sexual fantasies. I mean, he's not as bad as Savage Dragon artist, whatever his name is. I blocked his name out of my mind. I can't remember what his name is anymore. But this week's in trade. Ultimates Volume 2. Power to the People. Something's Killing the Children, Volume Omnibus, Volume 1. And then we got here Sorted Crisis Events. I've never heard of this. Green Arrow, Volume 4, Freshwater Kills. That's the Chris Condon one that sucked ass. Exquisite Corpses is available in a trade now for $10. There you go. This is the one that Breen highly recommends. Go pick it up for $10. James Tinian on there. Harley Quinn, Wild at Heart, Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, John Timms, and it looks like Chad Heron or something. That's also $10. I think it's New 52, right?
What?
The Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, Harley Quinn right there.
I think it might have been in between New 52 and Rebirth.
Let's see. It loads. All right. New 52 stories from the start. Harley compiling over 13 action-packed singles. Brand new DC Compact Comics Edition Harley Quinn substance Jimmy Palmiotti Connor's run with the character taking across DC Universe. The iconic art talents of heavy hitters like Walter Simonson, John Timms, and Darren Cook. Collect 0-13. So cool. I love these compact series. It's a great way to get a bunch of story arcs just for $10. Oh, it never changes. It's always $10. Oh, and Eric Larson, Savage Dragon. I know Savage Dragon. I just didn't remember what his freaking name was. Eric Larson. The guy only gets brought up is if he basically is in a news, doing something with Savage Dragon, something gross. The Spectre, DC finest. Wrath of the Spectre. Gardner, Fox, Murphy Anderson, Neil Adams.
What all is in that one?
Let's see here. This collects Showcase 6061 and 64, Spectre 1 through 10, Avenger Comics 431 through 440, Ghosts 97 through 99, The Brave and the Bold 72, 75, 116 and 180 and 199, All-Star Squadron 27 through 28, and The Wrath of Spectre number 4.
It's a lot of stuff. Pretty good.
Yeah. John, I was trying to remember who. John Oster did the Spectre, but who also was working with him on that? Do you remember? I thought there was a writer.
Oh, it was Tom Mandrake, I think.
Tom Mandrake.
Uh-huh.
I thought there was another writer that was out, and also we were talking about him the other day on the channel. Can't remember what his name is. Let's talk. Let's see here, but yeah, that's coming out this week. Do that. What else we got here? Scooby Doo Apocalypse Omnibus. There you go, Scooby Doo in omnibus form. Wow. Rogue Savage Land. No, not that Savage Land. This is a new one by Carrie Andrews, which it doesn't need to exist. Ice Cream Man Volume 11 still going strong. $17. Tony S. Daniel, Sandu Flora, and Guy Major with Grant Morrison on Batman. Book number 2. Generation X, Epic Collection. And then there's a Howard Zdarsky, if you like that. Death and Rebirth of Jean Grey, Omnibus hardcover. What we got here? Marvel Archive Edition, Marvel Superheroes. Secret War Gallery edition, hardcover. 1 through 12. So basically, you can't own the cover individual series because you're too lazy to buy it. But you can buy the cover art. The half. I don't know if they'll interior, but Thundercats Volume 3 is out this week too. What else here? Mad Cave as a Dark Pyramid. Never heard of that one. Starlight. I don't remember that at all.
That was a series Mark Miller did after he'd done a couple of really edgy boys series. Starlight was his good guy.
Is that the old guy that was
the old guy comes back and no one believes in him anymore except for this little kid, and he has to fend off an alien invasion.
Is he the one in the
I think he was in that.
Big game?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the classroom.
I don't remember, but I think he was in it.
Yeah. Governor Pete's about the world's greatest space hero coming out of retirement for one last adventure. Imagine you saved the universe in your 20s, but you're asked to do it again in your 60s. 40 years ago, Duke McQueen was a space hero who rescued an alien from a alien world from tyranny. Nobody believed him when he came back home and told everyone about his venture. Now his kids have grown up, his wife has passed away, and his life is little to offer him in his lonely retirement until an old-fashioned rocket ship descends into his backyard and a little boy from the world he saved urges him to come back and save the universe one last time. Can Duke handle the leap from has-been to hero? Will he even fit into his old costume? That's cool. I like that when you have, like current retirement, older heroes. Collecting six issues series from the Superstar creative team of Mark Millar and Goran Pavlov. Starlight is one of the most beloved graphic novels of the past 10 years, soon to be a major movie from writer-director Joe Cornish, X-Men producer Simon Kilberg, and then 20th Century Films. Oh, I'll look forward to seeing when the movie comes out. $50 for oversized, case-bound, 184 pages. So, why not? You have nothing to lose, and it's not $125. It's $50. And if it's been a Marvel property, you'd have been paying $125. Cool. Hey, what's up, Jackson of the Ray Kirks, or Roy Kirks, whatever you prefer. Rather, Spectre number 4 is included since it had unreleased adventure comic stories. Cool. So did you guys skip the floppies as a not to tip Eric? No, we already went through the floppies. We're just going to the trades, kind of finishing up here. Two-Fisted Tales. Volume 3.
Shit. Number 2 came out last week.
I know. There's no guarantee they'll come out this week, though.
Yeah, they're pretty good on the East. The Dark Horse ECs come out on time.
Barely Two-Fisted Tales. Before Two-Fisted Tales burst onto the scene in 1950, war comics were largely unsophisticated, focusing only on action adventure. Wartime propaganda, essentially, but under the editorial direction of Harvey Kurtzman, who also penned the majority of the stories therein. Two-Fisted Tales dared to examine the horrors and madness to be found on the battlefield. Collecting issues 30 through 35, down in an affordable paperback edition. This volume features fully mastered digital color and the work of comic book greats Gene Colan, Johnny Craig, Reed Crandall, Jack Davis, Will Elder, Rick Estrada, George Evans, Joe Kubert, Harvey Kurtzman, John Severin, and Wally Wood. $20 for 216 pages.
Yeah, Rick Estrada he was at DC for a while in the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know who Gene Colan is. I said, this is a who's Reed Crandall.
Yeah.
Might be the most underrated artist in the history of comics.
I have a book by him. One of those older Golden Age kind of collections, or
it probably some of his. It probably has ZC stories.
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that you have that.
I had one. I also sent one to Skip before he passed away too.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a little. They had 2 books. There's a red one, like a little Bible, but it was hardcover, and also there's a green one too. I'm trying to remember. But I remember it was like a guy who was something like moving bodies or something like that, and then just like he ended up becoming one of the bodies that gets moved, or selling. He was selling corpses in order to feed his children. Basically, he was I guess he murdered a guy and then sold the corpses to get money. Because back then, so you could sell them. They would dissect the body and stuff. They're so experimenting with that dissection. But Reed Crandall is a good writer.
Artist.
Oh, is he right? I thought he did. I thought he wrote 2.
No, as far as I know, he was never a writer.
Oh, then I wonder who wrote the story then. I don't know what I'm talking about. I have to look it up. It was like the long something or long. I can't remember what it was called. Yeah, that was a couple years ago. That was wow. Anyway, though, that is wow. Look at there's Ben Oda. He's been mentioned a couple times in some of our readings. Wow.
Not even a picture of Reed on there.
No. Maybe he didn't like photographs. But yeah, it looks cool. $20 though. $20 for that's.
I've said that for years on this show. It's the best value in comics.
Yeah.
And there really isn't a close second right now.
No.
The creepy and eerie ones, I think, are more than that, and they're not anywhere near as good as the EC stuff. I mean, it just
and
a lot of comic historians and people that have read them all say that EC war comics are the best that were ever done. So that's
right. Wow. Alrighty then. Yeah, like I said, this for how old they are, and just the fact that you're paying $20 and you're getting over 200 pages and no ads. If there's an ad, it's probably at the very end of the book.
In what?
No, that book. I'm talking about the EC book we just talked
Oh
about.
yeah, no, there'd be if there's any ads in the back for the
Yeah.
other EC books you can
Yeah,
get.
exactly. As I said, you're getting 19 pages, and it's not just like, oh, it's actually missing. There's probably like 10 pages that are all ads for no books you don't care about. If there's an ad in there, it's an ad for a book you care about. It's a very last page of that book. But I said for $20, you know, imagine if it was a hardcover.
Well, you don't have to because Gladstone did those 20 something years ago, and they were 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm glad that they're $20.
Yeah. I don't need, I don't need to pay $30 for, to go from soft to hardcover.
$13 in stock trades.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll get it for 12.
Yeah. Have a good night there, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, you too. Stay safe as well. I'll see you next time. Alrighty then. Yeah, Two Fisted Tales. I think I have one of them actually behind me. I do. Nice. That's the hardcover volume 2 I found. Then you're right. It was $50.
Yeah, is that volume 2?
Volume 2.
Yeah, that's what I just got in soft cover last week.
Yeah. So yeah, this has issues 7 through 12. Yeah.
Wait a minute. This one.
Mine's a hardcover. Well, yeah.
This volume 2 has 24 through 29.
Yeah, mine's.
So they must have changed the.
Mine's probably an older one. I don't know. I'm not sure when I get. But yeah.
I thought Two Fisted Tales.
Oh, this is Gemstone. So maybe it's different because I have Gemstone.
Well, no, let me see here.
I was trying to see if they actually have a copyright data. This is 2007.
Okay, look in the book and find the first cover and see what the actual issue number is.
Yeah, mine's from 2007. This is how old this book is. Number 24.
Okay, yeah, I thought so because there is no 1 through 17 because it replaced the Haunt of Fear, and then they started the Haunt of Fear over again. So I don't know why it says 7 through 12 on the back.
So maybe they just
probably a printing error because you do them in 6-book increments. Yeah. Somebody's probably just naturally assumed volume 2 would be 7 through 12.
Yeah.
When it actually was 24 through 29 because it started with 18 or 25 through 19, 20.
I said, yeah, that's
18 through 23 is the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, actually, hey, it's funny. It does say 7 through 12 on the back here, but and here, but it also shows in the individual issues. It shows 24. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just going through books, see when I want to keep and when I don't want to hang on to. I've been debating about this. I've already read through it. It's a really fun book, but damn. So, I'm going through my comic book collection, getting rid of a bunch, so I have room to actually walk around my house. So. Dark Ghost would kill me if I'd let them. I don't have the time nor space. Right. Yeah. But alrighty though. Not much more to talk about. We talked about all the books coming out plus the trades. Once again, RIP to Robert Redford. Rob and I did a remembering stream, kind of talked about him. We did it for like over an hour over an Extreme Movie Show. Just go check that out. And leave a comment as well to let you guys know what your favorite movie of his is, or if any interesting facts you have that we didn't mention. But yeah, kind of crazy, man. Today is 89 years old, 2 days short of his 90th birthday. 1936. Yeah, he was born August 18th, 1936.
And he looked like a 65-year-old that had been out in the sun too long. I mean, he aged very well.
Yeah, but once he got into he got up into his upper 80s, and all of a sudden he just hit that wall, and he could just age caught up with him.
Yeah,
it's like wow. Yeah, 18 through 23 are in volume 1. Yeah, Two Fisted Tales. But yeah, Robert Redford, man, just going through, they're talking about his movies and stuff. I like The Natural. The Natural's a really good movie, but the one that made me laugh out loud the most is him and Nick Nolte in A Walk in the Woods. Two old guys who should not be on a hiking trail go on a hiking trail and almost die.
Yeah, you know the part of The Natural where the crazed fan stabs him?
Oh, or shoots
him. I mean,
yeah.
That's based on a real player
who,
let's just say, didn't quite have Roy Hobbs' ability.
Yeah,
but this guy Eddie Waitkus had a crazed fan that shot at him or shot him.
Yeah, it just started off with him. Yeah, the Natural was him playing catch when he was younger with his dad, and his dad has a heart attack. And then he gets with a girl, and they kind of drift apart. But and they end up being later, and find out he has his own son, and they don't want him to play. They want him to throw the game. So he's hurt. He says, "You go out there, you're gonna rip your stitches open," after the lady shot him. So he ends up, going out there and playing and helping the team win. And he's standing there kind of bleeding, and he's Meryl Streep plays his wife, and he has his son. It's just it's a very good movie. The other one I really like by him is The Horse Whisperer. That's another one, helping a girl get over her fear of horses and stuff. She had an accident, and basically helps her get over post traumatic stress. And it's all shot on his own ranch with his horses. So, yeah. The other one was Downhill Racer. That's the only one I want to check out from him. With him and Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman plays the coach of the skiing team, and they're basically going to compete in the Robert Redford is a cocky kind of downhill skier. It's on the Olympic team. So, and he's basically got to race against another guy who's his rival, and they kind of have a little camaraderie going at the end. So it looks really cool. But yeah, rest in peace, Robert Redford. I knew that's the thing. I was talking to Rob. I was like, he's gonna go. All these actors that we love are gonna go soon. You just don't know when. I said, I love the fact that we're able the Criterion Collection and those other stuff. You're able to go back and watch older stuff, ability. Because can you imagine? Well, you probably can. You don't have to imagine. You lived through it before VHS. If you couldn't just go back and watch a movie of an actor that died.
I am well aware.
Yeah. So, but all right, we're gonna end it here though. When the stream ends, you're gonna get a little link for those who are watching now. It says recommend you to go check out E's cover ranking tonight. It's gonna be Star Trek through DC Comics.
Yeah, real quick, another Robert Redford movie that you might want to check out is one called The Chase.
Yes, with Jane Fonda
and Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando and his wife. Marlon Brando's wife was in there too. Joyce Brando, or sister? I don't know.
I think it was sister.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of people in there. Robert Duvall.
Yep.
Wow, Marion Hopkins. She must be like 110 when she made that. Angie Dickinson. Yeah, it's a 1966.
Yep, Western. And
it wasn't a Western.
Well, drama series. Guy gets out of jail, prison, and finds out another guy's sleeping with his wife. And then the sheriff, has to Marlon Brando has to calm down because he wants to bring him alive, and the town's like, no, just kill him. So it's dang. Like I said, I love watching older stuff like that because there's a lot of good actors and actresses that they're sadly have passed away. And I also because you get to see a younger version of an actor, and sometimes they you could barely recognize them because the way they act, they might have changed. Because there's sometimes they're still kind of noobish. So,
Robert Redford was in a couple of Twilight Zones.
yep. Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Yep.
Yep.
That's where all these guys. Those anthology shows. Those are good.
Oh yeah, it's
a lot of
Nielsen.
people jobs.
Leslie Nielsen, one of them. But all right, come on, bring us around for the cave drawing days. How do you know? Were you witnessing it? Were you telling?
Yeah. 1 year later,
he's like, you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching, Stug. Thank you for watching, Jackson, Marania, Summer Summoner, Brian Stam, One Sick Dude, and Cheeseburger and Comics, Vincent, and that bot free. Guys saying free. Joshua Cole and Geeky Izzy. I think that's about it. Well, see you guys later. Good night, guys.
about 10 minutes.